Hi, this is James from Tabletop Gaming Guild, and today we're going to take a look at Arts and Architecture, which is going to be an expansion for Tapestry. This is a 1 to 5 player game published by Stonemaier Games. Let's go ahead down to the table here. I'll show you what this adds to the base game, and then we'll come back and I'll give you my final thoughts. So these are the components for the Tapestry Arts and Architecture expansion. You're going to get a bunch of stuff with this. You're going to get a reference guide for all the new cards and the new board. You're going to get a new Autonoma instruction manual to play Autonoma with the new Arts and Architecture board. And the rulebook. You will get 5 new asymmetric civilization mats. And I always love these. The Gambler's really cool. Renegades is cool. These are really, really cool. So these will just be shuffled into the rest of your civilization mats and randomly handed out. 5 new more cubes for each of the players, because you're going to have this new civilization mat. You're going to need these for the different things that this adds. So you're going to get those cubes. You'll also get, which you saw with the first expansion, you're also going to get these really nice tokens. And these tokens are actually going to be placed on your arts board. And these, like in the expansion, are meant to let people know when that monument has been claimed. And there's 3 new monuments in this. There's going to be the clock tower, which is really cool. There's going to be the orange tower, which is really cool. And the pumpkin building, which reminds me a lot of Charterstone, so I really like that one a lot. And you will also get 5 other buildings, and these will go with these cards, which are the landmark cards. So if you got the first expansion, you got a bunch of landmark cards. You're going to shuffle these in, and each player gets a landmark card, and if they complete the objective on here, they get to place the landmark on their territory mat. And the landmarks are really cool. I really, really like the buildings that come with Tapestry. These are amazing. Like this villa, I really like a lot. This castle, oh my gosh, this castle is amazing. I will always want to get the castle and the windmill and the bridge. And these are all, the bridge is a really unique shape too, to get coverage on your territory map. You also get inspiration tiles, which these are basically upgrade tiles. I'll show you how they get applied, but basically these tiles, you'll get 4 different ones, and you can upgrade the tracks on your player mat with these when you hit certain actions on that board. And they're just better stuff that you'll get when you do the production. So each player will get 4 of those. And this is just going to be all the cards that are going to be required to do the Automa. So you get the cards to perform the Automa with the Arts and Architecture expansion. You also got 20 new Tapestry cards, and these Tapestry cards are pretty cool. So, and just so you know, you notice that I'm flipping through these ones right here. You're not seeing anything. A couple of them have this symbol here. And technically, if you didn't want to play with the Arts and Architecture expansion, these are the only ones that you would have to take out. All the ones that don't have this little symbol on here are fine. You can leave in the game permanently, shuffle them in. But if you didn't want to play the Arts and Architecture expansion, you would remove these cards for that. So 20 new Tapestry cards. You also get 11 new tech cards. Tech cards are always fun. Public art, I like it. It's a die. Opera. Oil paint. Jet fuel. Duct tape. Calculus. So some pretty cool ones. I'm always going to go for the duct tape and get that in. Okay, so that's stuff that just adds on to what is in the existing game. All those components and pieces. This is going to be the new stuff that the expansion adds to the game. The first thing we're going to go over is these new advanced player mats. These here you get shuffle them out, and a player will get a normal play mat and one of these. Once they resolve the normal play mat that they want to play, and that'll determine turn order and stuff, then they can decide if they want to use one of these advanced player mats. And they're pretty drastically different from the normal play mats, like Cloud City. Oh my gosh, this one is insane. Cavern. And I would probably suggest that if you're an advanced player, you should definitely think about playing with these, because they're a lot of fun. If you have never played Tapestry before, you probably want to play with one of the normal mats first, but these are just amazing. And like I said, it's optional if you want to play with these or not, and they all have like special rules, as you can see on the top portion on here for them. So those are really, really cool. You're also going to get a new tech die, and this is now a 20-sided die. If you play with the Arts and Architecture expansion, you're just going to take this die and replace it with the technology die from the base game. You can see that they have some of the Arts and Architecture symbols on them. So that's really cool. Also, you're going to get 20 Masterpiece cards, and these cards here you're going to gain through, which I'll show you in a second, gain through the new track that's available, and these help with, on the production phase, they will actually trigger. The game suggests that you put them on the fire technology, which is the first thing, which is on all the mats, so that you can see these clearly, but you can place them anywhere you want, just as long as other players can see them clearly and know what you're gaining throughout the game. And there's a lot of them. And basically what you're going to do with these is you're going to shuffle them all up, and you're going to make a row of 3. So we'll shuffle these up. I'm going to clear some of this stuff out here. So all this normal stuff's getting out. All right. So you're going to have your new board here, which you're going to set this near your player board, near the normal board, somewhere where everyone can see it. Everyone's going to put one of their cubes here, and place 3 of these out. And just to be thorough with the setup for this new expansion, then you're going to do these territory cards that I talked about, and see if anyone wants to play with the new territory mats, get that resolved, and then the game will start. Now, there's a couple things along here that are cool. You already know getting the monuments. You just get the monuments, you get to put it on your territory board. But there's some cool new things that occur at different portions of this board. So here you're going to gain 1 tapestry card. Here you get 5 victory points, and you may pay any one resource to gain an income building of your choice. So you can actually get any of the buildings, take it off of your territory mat and put onto, taken off your player board and put onto your territory mat. This one is one of the new things. Here you're going to gain one of these cards, and you can pick any of the top 3 here, or the top card from the deck. As soon as you pick one, you're going to immediately flip over the next, and then put this near your player border on it, however you wish, as long as everyone can see it. This one here, you're going to gain 1 victory point per territory tile in your supply, and gain 1 victory point per tech card in your supply. Here, you're going to get the inspiration. Now, the inspiration is going to be these upgrade tiles. And you're going to have 4 of them by your player board, but once you do this, you can pick one of these and replace that track on your player board. And these are just better versions of those tracks. Also, you could spend a resource to gain another one of these cards. Same thing, pick one of the 3 or the top one. Good. This next spot, you can gain the benefit, so outside of production, you can gain the benefit of one of your masterpiece cards, or you can gain a building. Here you may discard all the cards that are in this row and gain one masterpiece card. So again, from the row or the top. This one is going to be the same as this spot, except for gaining a masterpiece card. Down here you can spend a resource to gain another building, but you can get one of these upgrade tiles, which is really cool. Here you get to advance on one of these tracks, then gain the benefit and pay to gain the bonus if anything's available. So you just get to move on a different track with that one. Here you're going to get your landmark, and you're going to gain any income building you want, and then gain 1 victory point for every income building in your capital city. Here you get to move up one of the tracks and get the bonus, and you can pay a resource to get one of the mastery cards. And finally, if you get to the very, very end, you get to gain the benefit of 3 different mastery cards, yours or your neighbors. So you could gain the benefit from one of your neighbors' mastery cards, which is really cool. And that is the arts and architecture board that you're going to have with the Tapestry expansion and the changes that this introduces in the game. Let's go head back up to the table here, and I'll give you my final thoughts on the arts and architecture expansion for Tapestry. All right, so I really like this expansion. This expansion's really good. I really like the fact that you can add all the components in, for the most part, with a couple exceptions, to the base game, and you don't actually have to use the arts and architecture board with the game. You don't have to use that new track at all. You can just play with the extra components with this game, with, like I said, with a couple exceptions. But I really like that track. I really like that arts and architecture track and the masterpiece cards that come with it. I don't think it actually adds any more time to the game. In fact, the masterpiece cards, when you collect them, can actually speed up the game a little bit, because you're going to get more resources, you're going to be able to do more things. But in general, it really doesn't add more time to the game, and if it does lower it a little bit, it's not that much. So the game itself, really, really good. Expansion just adds more good stuff to the game. I really like what this did. I like all the new buildings that are available. I just love the buildings. I love like how they're painted and how cool they look, and all the different things you can do. I really like that this adds on to the first expansion and lets you have those starting monuments, or whatever you call them, the buildings on there that you could get through doing different actions on there. So I like the little objective it also gives you that you may want to aim towards throughout the game. I love the new civilization cards that come in the game. Gives more variety to the game, and I really love the ability to maybe pick an advanced territory map. Those are really cool. If you play the game a lot, I think that those help give more variety to the game and gives you a little bit more to think about during the game. I recommend that if you haven't played the game before, that you play with a normal territory map first, and then maybe think about those advanced territory maps. I think they're really cool. I like everything that came with this. Component quality is amazing, perfectly matches with the base set. If you love Tapestry, I really think that you're going to want to check out this expansion, Arts and Architecture. And that's my thoughts on it. So thank you for watching.